Absolutely. That's just the competitor in me, and everybody in that running back room will say the same thing. We're all competitors. We all believe in ourselves. We want to help this team. You know what I mean? So whenever we go out there, we're gonna do it the right way, do it the smart way, but we're gonna give it all we got every single play.
Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get into the meat and potatoes, you know the vibes. Big Manscaped is in the building. Been in the building. One of my favorite sponsors of all time. Use code Brunson, save 30% off. You know what I'm saying? Get the free shipping. The free shipping, I forfeit that for y'all. So use code Brunson, get your 20% off, free shipping. Listen, you know what they do, man. Listen, the foot duster. What is this? The crop reserver ball deodorant. Extra razors for your lawnmower 4.0s. Fragrances, colognes, everything. Toiletry bags. Big Manscaped. You know the vibes. Listen, though. Let's talk about it. You see it, man. You see it. You see running backs happy. You saw what happened when the Philadelphia Eagles decided to run the ball. I just want to talk about it a little more because I believe that with the upcoming schedule, you got the Chargers, you got the Broncos, and then you got a slew of your division games left. We only played one divisional game so far. You know what I'm saying? You got a slew of your division games left, man. Easy pickings, for real, for real. If you want me to be for real, I'm feeling real confident in the second half of the season. I'm feeling real confident in the second half of the season. Not even gonna lie, man. I'm feeling real confident in the second half of the season. Running the ball will open up the game for Jalen Hurts. Running the ball will open up this entire offense the way it deserves to be open because the Philadelphia Eagles are getting back to the basics. That's what we do. That's what we do. You know what I mean? And this kind of makes me think that either Howie Roseman doesn't have the control that everybody thinks he has, or he just doesn't really know football. Because you said when you drafted Jalen Hurts, you couldn't pass up on potentially getting the next Russell Wilson. But in turn, you use them like a quarterback who's already, advanced at passing the ball. So something ain't matching up. Howie Roseman's logic on why he's drafting these players and the way that the coaches see these players is not matching up. You know what I'm saying? Because Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball way too many times in the first half of the season. We all can acknowledge that, and not utilizing the running game was hindering his team, wearing down the offensive line. Dudes getting hurt. You know what I mean? Now we're getting back to the basics. We won the Super Bowl, being the top rushing team in the NFL. We easily could be a top rushing team in the NFL, especially with the way Jalen Hurts runs the ball as well. He adds to that rushing total. We are easily one of the best top rushing teams in the game if you decide to run the ball. Because you got a quarterback who can already do that. And he can throw the ball really, really well, for the most part as well. He misses some, but he's a young player. He got to get the benefit of the doubt to develop his game just like everybody else should. But the run game is why we won the Super Bowl. The run game is why Baker Mayfield has been as good as he's been. We're going to talk about the Browns a little bit in a minute. The run game saved a lot of quarterbacks from looking bad. That's the facts of the matter. You know what I mean? It's the facts of the matter. And now that the Philadelphia Eagles are getting back to the run, you see a 9-for-14 game where Jalen Hurts get to take a load off. Get to just ride the wave. You know what I mean? And I'm excited, man. I'm ecstatic for the opportunity to see how we're going to attack the Los Angeles Chargers. Last in rushing defense. You just brought up Jordan Howard. Boston Scott looks like a number one running back a lot. You know what I mean? Kenneth Gainwell is a very capable running back. Young guy, rookie. Miles Sanders is Miles Sanders when he comes back. You have the keys in place to inflict pain on the second half of this schedule. The offensive line looks good when they're going out there hitting and being the team. Everything just looks like it's supposed to be. So, I said this in the offseason that the Philadelphia Eagles were designed to run the ball, but this coaching staff has to get creative with it this game, man. We got the chance to really kind of have what Baltimore has. We do. We got the opportunity to run the ball while letting your quarterback come along as a pocket passer. And now Baltimore got the best of both worlds. They can run and Lamar can throw the ball now at a very, very good clip. You know what I'm saying? So we got the opportunity to still be very productive because this is the facts of the matter when you're talking about Jalen Hurts. He's a playmaker. He don't got a problem getting to the red zone. In fact, I would like to see the statistics on how many times we in the red zone. He don't have a problem with getting to the red zone. He don't. He had a game where he didn't punt this season. Not a lot of teams had that. He didn't have a problem moving the ball up and down the field. And that was while he was struggling. He's going to get you to the end zone, but be creative how you're going to get points, and I think you'll be okay, man, moving forward, man. So let's talk about, the Odell Beckham Jr. thing right now and why, Philadelphia Eagles fans and guys on Twitter, the blue checkmark boys on Twitter, how they feel about, this Odell Beckham thing. A lot of people think the Eagles should do it. You'll be able to sign him at the veteran minimum, but the least you could do is put in a waiver claim. You got to understand that Odell Beckham Jr. is an immense talent. A lot of people don't like Odell Beckham Jr. for personal reasons, but Odell Beckham Jr. is one of the best wide receivers still in the game, in my opinion. He's just not being utilized. Odell Beckham Jr. could really be a top 5 wide receiver. But what does Odell Beckham Jr. need to be a top 5 wide receiver? He needs a guy that's already mature in the pass protection area. You saw how bad, Baker Mayfield was missing him when Odell Beckham Sr. put that video up. You all saw it. Jalen Hurts is going to miss a few right now. He's still developing. And Baker Mayfield is a young cornerback as well. Bringing Odell Beckham over right now to this team that is not mentally fragile, but, just young. A young team that's developing and trying to find their way, along with a young coaching staff that's developing and trying to find their way. Odell Beckham has a track record of being a rotten apple or whatever you want to call him. He's not a track record. He has this stigma because I don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? But the stigma keeps following him around. Nobody's not saying it isn't true. He has this thing that's surrounding him to where everybody thinks that he is just going to negatively affect the locker room. And what team would he negatively affect quicker than a younger team? What team would he negatively affect quicker? Now, it could go good or bad. I will say that. It can go good that people start listening to him because he will be the OG. You know what I mean? And on the offense, I guess, despite the offensive line. But, I welcome the challenge. If we want to go get Odell Beckham Jr., go for it. Go for it. I want to see what my vets are made of. Will my vets be able to get Odell Beckham Jr. in line? The Kelseys, the Cox, you know what I'm saying? The Lane Johnsons. Will my veterans, the BGs, the McLeods, will my guys be able to pull him in? Like, yo, you got to chill. You know what I mean? Will my guys be able to do it? They're not babysitters, but they already command a certain level of respect. Now, Philly is going to love Odell. Philly is going to love Odell. We took T.O. in with open arms, but we didn't have the vets that kind of reeled T.O. in a little bit. We didn't have those guys. You know what I mean? T.O. had issues, scuffles in locker rooms. We didn't, you know what I mean? We wasn't able to calm it down. We fed into it. Are we mature enough now to calm it down? Because a superstar wide receiver can be somewhat of a diva. Are we mature enough now? I say go for it if you could do it. Put the claim in. What is it going to hurt? For real, for real. I just gave you my pros and cons on it. I'm not saying it's going to work out. I'm not saying it's not going to work out. But I believe that it's a fit for Philadelphia with the way we brought in T.O. as a fan base. Now, we don't know about all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You know what I mean? We brought T.O. in. T.O. flourished. I think Odell Beckham Jr. will be able to give pointers to the deep ball to Jalen Hurts. Will be able to, help Jalen Hurts, I think. I think it'll help Jalen Hurts, honestly. I think Jalen Hurts has that much poise as a young quarterback that it won't hurt him. It'll help him. So I'm all for it, man. That's my thoughts on that, man. Sad story about Henry Ruggs. I will say this about the Henry Ruggs situation right now. The Henry Ruggs situation is something that all young people need to look out for, man. When you going out and you partying, you know what I'm saying, and you had too much to drink, there's nothing wrong with calling the Uber. Nothing wrong with calling the Uber. I've driven expensive cars and called Ubers. Left expensive cars parked and called Ubers. It's nothing wrong with doing that. Your safety is the number one priority. It's the number one priority. You know what I mean? If you had too much to drink, or if you intoxicated, whatever, inebriated in any sort of way, call you a ride, call you an Uber. Do not get behind the wheel under any circumstances, because nobody's going to want to hear the sad story. You decided to get behind that wheel. You got to know alcohol is very, very powerful. But alcohol really, if you think about it, that you're coherent when you drink enough to know that I've had too much to drink. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. Call an Uber. The apps are on all phones. Make sure y'all be safe and enjoy y'all weekend.